If you guys remember from last week, we got a really heavy question at the end, and we gave a few tips. Don't encourage the biting. What is wrong with you?
You're holding. He's gonna bite you, not me.
We wanted to go in deeper to this issue. What do you think about it, Blaze? Do you think? Do you agree?
It tastes great.
Tastes great. 7-week-old puppy growls when eating. Do you growl when eating, Paper? And can bite anyone that goes near him when he's eating. I'm the only one that feeds him. He will bite my finger when I try to reach down to him. What do I do to make it safe around him when he's eating? Well, first of all, Lena, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry that you're dealing with this issue. We gave a few tips, but we wanted to go deeper into this week when we had time, because I think a lot of people experience this. I have very strict ideas about this, especially if we haven't met the puppy. I think we both do. So you have to take our advice with a grain of salt. This is a very serious issue, and so we can give you generalized ideas of most puppies we've seen. Doesn't mean that that's for your puppy specifically. Maybe we can just go back and forth on this. I'd like to just say my first thing is, and I'm not picking on you, Lena, this might be a rescue that you adopted, or maybe you had a dog that had babies or something, but please, if you have a choice out there, society, do not get a puppy under 8 weeks old. In fact, really great breeders will keep dogs 9-10 weeks because they're doing the work. They're doing the foundational work. I mostly get rescues, but I think my next dog is gonna be from a reputable breeder, and I will try to find one that does 9-10 weeks old and does a lot of resiliency training and more socialization with the pups. So let me just start by saying that. The other thing I would like to say is, I don't know what I would do if I was there with you with this puppy. I don't know the intensity, but it's my personal opinion, I don't want to touch my mic, that if a puppy, I would usually say, if I was working with someone, I would say under 12 weeks, but because this is alive and a lot of people are getting this information, I'm gonna say a puppy under 16 weeks. You do not want to challenge this puppy right now. Now, you may not realize it, Lena, but just by having your puppy eat and putting your hand in there, you were challenging your puppy. I don't even mean corrections necessarily. I just mean challenging, which could be standing too close to the food bowl, looking at your puppy, hovering, any bent over body language, anything that's not back and relaxed. I have lots of other tips for you, but I would just like to kind of start with that. Do you have anything to add to that bit of info?
I'm gonna go into the training end of it, unless you wanna.
No, we better go you, or I won't stop for 30 minutes. So let's go you, and then I'll fill in all the holes that he misses.
So I guess you won't be talking for a few minutes. So you got a puppy that's growling, nipping at your hands. So Overfood, thank you. Bowl feeding is going to be non-existent for a few weeks, maybe in a few months. It's everything is going into a training pouch, and I don't mean a plastic bag. I don't mean you're holding the bowl. I mean an actual training pouch. I want your dog to see that pouch come out, get excited to work for food, a transaction between mom and him, or any family member and him. And then every time you reward that dog for doing a command, come, good, small handful of food, sit, good, small handful of food. Take 5 minutes.
4 weeks? What do you think? It's a 7-week-old puppy. How about for 4 weeks, for 30 days, that dog does not eat out of a bowl. Everything it gets is from your hand or a family member working with them, right? A month.
Spend 5 to 10 minutes doing this.
Yeah.
Doesn't take long.
You can do longer if you want, but not with a 7-week-old puppy. No.
They won't be able to last much longer than that, especially if their food drive is really high. If you have a puppy that's getting more pushy, jumping up and biting at your hands to demand the food, I might be a little bit more into my spatial pressure, means they jump up to bite.
Block a little
I step in firmly. Hey, settle down, sit, good. Pause.
That was being nice. You did that hard.
It's because you give me hard ones all the time.
Whatever.
But you just have to show your puppy that, hey, you're in charge of the food and you need calm and relax. I'm not saying we want to really be too firm with them. Just help them understand that the second they back off and sit, then they get rewarded for that.
And this is I'm trying to remember, 7-week-old puppy, because we're used to kind of seeing more 10, 12, 14, and there is a huge difference between 7 and 12 as far as focus and all of that goes.
Sure.
So if I was you, there are really only 2 things I'd focus on the first week, maybe 3. I would focus on targeting place. So obviously you can't do like a high cot or anything, most likely, unless it's a large breed dog, but targeting a mat, just targeting something. Dogs love targets. They can learn how to do that. 6 weeks old, piece of cake, learn how to target something. So teach place or go to your bed command or something like that. So you're luring with food, pointing, dog hits their target, good, release food. That's one of them. The other one is just movement work. And you can say come if you want, or just say the dog's name, like this is Blaze. It would be like, Blaze. I'd back up a few steps, handful of food. That's how you get away with this in 5-10 minutes or 5 minutes for a 7
pieces of kibble.
7-week-old puppy. It's a whole handful of kibble. So dog's name, Blaze, and take a few steps back, handful. Walk away, take a few steps back, Blaze, and then you can add come, eventually. But it's really more about, you can do a turn and your puppy follow you. Oh yeah, and then cup your hand that way, let them get a handful of food, and really just nurture that following you around. Targeting place, and then you can get a sit, maybe unless it's like a Chihuahua. If it's a larger breed pup, you could definitely go ahead and do sit as well. I think 1 month doing that, you've got to totally, because there's a genetic component here. I seriously doubt you created this at 7 weeks old.
No.
And when I said stop putting pressure on your dog, I didn't mean that like you put pressure on your dog, therefore you created it. That's not what I meant, just for the record. I bet
just happened to be a trigger for a behavior that already exists.
Yes.
But she is saying stop petting your dog while they're eating.
Yep.
Stop trying to reach out and be like, hey, you're okay, good job, eat the food out of my hand. It's unnecessary.
Yep.
And you didn't say something that surprised me.
What?
I would also minimize greatly affection.
I haven't gotten there yet. I'm taking my time.
We have so much time.
I am taking my time.
You're going to start minimizing.
I'm even letting you speak. I'm taking my time.
She cuts me off. Do your best to minimize the amount of affection you give. Right now, a young puppy, 7 weeks old, they're probably being held all the time. They're not eating, they're being held. They're being carried around the house. We need to make sure we have a safe environment for them, that if we are gonna move them around, they need to be spending a lot of time on the ground, not always being in your arms. Working for everything.
As I hold a puppy in my arms.
That doesn't count, he's cute still.
We're just doing this for the gram. We don't really do this.
For the gram?
For the gram. With the quotations. That's what the kids are saying. For the gram. That's what they say. Isn't it? Isn't that what you say? Come on. Whatever.
Go,
anyway.
please go.
No, I'm wounded.
You're basically teaching your puppy to work for all their food. So if you give affection all the time, then why would they work if they're going to get affection no matter what?
It's a relationship.
Oh, thank you, Bethany. It's relationship. By them not always being pet and having to work for the food, you're building a relationship. You're building a bond, and it's a long-lasting, lifetime bond to where they come to you for things, not expecting them, not demanding them, like the biting can be demanding, but sitting and respectfully waiting for you.
And hopefully developing a different relationship around food, around people associated with food, around you associated with food. And here's something, and again, I don't take this the wrong way. I'm not trying to pick on you. This goes for everybody, myself included, Sparky included. When we work with difficult puppies like this, and we do get to a point where we start to play around with challenging them a little bit, if we challenge our puppy and we miss a cue, we miss a moment, we miss something, and it triggers them, we've broken trust. And then we have to go back and try to build it back up again. Now it's part of our job to assess and evaluate, even try correcting with older puppies in some way, shape, or form, which is usually just through like lifting a bowl up and removing, it's negative reinforcement, like removing it and then putting it back down and then using leash, stuff like that. But you're not in that, you're nowhere near that camp. Like you're just nowhere near there yet.
You're just building a relationship.
Yeah.
But I think we should say, I think we're, as dog trainers, we're required to say it. If you see an escalation in this behavior and you're doing all the things we just mentioned,
jumping up on you, biting you, and you're not able to get that under control,
you need to
get
professional
help. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought we were going off each other.
We were so close. I'm sorry. It's my bad.
Super cool.
That's because I was thinking of the next thing I was going to say.
It was for the gram.
It was for the gram. No, stop. I didn't say that. Anyway, the next thing that I want you to really focus on is how to work on impulse control, not directly related to food. Even a 7-week-old puppy can start to be crated. I'd probably honestly give it like one of those little like warmer puppy things that have a heartbeat or something, or
a little doggy thing.
Yeah,
little
or
fake dog thing.
some type of warmer, like what are they called? Like a heating pad underneath, something to keep them, as long as they're not a chewer, something to add some warmth. But anyway, you can go ahead and start crating and teaching thresholds. So use the crate door. We talk about this all the time. A 7-week-old puppy, use the crate door to do some blocking to make them wait before you invite them out. I think that's really important. And if I dropped food on the ground accidentally and my puppy ran for it, I would leave it. This is not the stage to be like, oh no.
We're not teaching it leave it yet.
Yeah.
We're not teaching him or her leave it yet.
Yeah.
We're just teaching relationship.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
But you do need to do.
While you're on that, with the crate door, would you feed any meals in the crate if the person that mainly works with the puppy isn't there and one of the relatives or one of the family members has to feed the puppy? Would you feed them in crate?
I wouldn't, because what if this puppy is not, usually I would say yes, but I'm not there. What if this puppy is not just triggered by food, but I recently have come across 2 puppies under 6 months old that wasn't so bad with the food, it was triggered by the food bowl.
Being in the crate, so being handed down.
Yeah, so even though the bowl was empty, it didn't matter. It was, oh my God, is there food in my bowl? And it creates this. So what I might be more likely, what I might be more likely to do if a family member had to feed the dog for some reason, first of all, it's okay for a puppy to skip one meal as long as it's made up for later. But if it's something happening consistently, is go ahead and get that puppy comfortable on harness and on leash, and I put food on the floor. And instead of trying to go and get the puppy, if the puppy didn't finish all of the food, I would pull the puppy away and then have like a better treat on the other end of it. With a leash and a harness. I'd just pull the puppy away and try to call it over to me and give it an even better treat, and then put the puppy in crate and then go and clean up the rest of the food. Like, this stuff is important, guys. You got to get in the mindset of an animal. When you have a young animal starting to exhibit behaviors like this, we're not talking about just pet dog. This dog might end up being a great pet dog, but right now you've got to be really in tune with the animal, what the ears are doing, what the eyes are doing. Is the body language stiff? Is the body relaxed? It can switch from one second to the next, so you can't have distractions. So anyway, I don't want to get into the weeds too much with that, but you do need to start teaching impulse control in other ways. So do not let this puppy come up to you and pet him every time he comes up to you, because you will be nurturing that part of the brain that thinks it's okay to guard food.
Instant gratification.
Text messages. Oh, heaven forbid my phone sit there with a text message on it and I don't check it. It's like this compulsive need we have. That's the instant gratification. That's the dopamine rush. How we create that with dogs is every time they come up to us, oh, good puppy, and then we pick them up or we pet them. It's like they start giving us the obedience commands. So it's sometimes your puppy.
Say that again.
They start giving us the obedience commands. Go into the back door, let me outside. We get up and let them outside, barking at us a few minutes before dinner time, and then we end up giving them their food. It's like they're giving us the commands. Sometimes this might not be a big deal. It might just be a disrespectful puppy, but you're dealing with something bigger, Lena. So anyway, I think we'll leave it at that.
I just want one final thing. If you do get it, Ricky's already yelling at me. If you do get a trainer, you get professional help. You're looking for a balanced dog trainer that teaches behavior modification.
Yep. Okay.
That's it.
Lena, thank you for your question, and I hope that it helps some other people out there too.
I love having a lot of time. That was 15 minutes.
I see. We have questions coming in. Okay, Belinda Goodwin. Oh, I recognize that name. You've been here before, Belinda. We've hit a major issue. Oh no, I'm assuming this could be teenager regression, and the moment you say teenager, I know you're right. Bailey has started howling, barking, crying when I put him in his crate at night. Oh, this is so common. It's such a pain in the butt. We just got home 4 nights ago from 2 weeks at my parents' house. Bailey was not sleeping in his crate at that time.
You're not getting teenage regression. You're getting I wasn't doing it for a long time. Now I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, which could be you might get more attitude because he's a teenager now, but you're back to square one. And I don't mean like, oh, you have months of training ahead of you. I just mean you're back to square one, toughing it out, getting on a schedule.
But they also don't want their neighbors to complain. So let's give some easy ways for you to at least help your puppy have less anxiety in the crate, because the barking, that frustration could be anxiety as well. So what I do is...
Well, here's the thing. The inconsistency can cause anxiety, and dogs under 2 years old don't handle inconsistency very well.
Boom, that too, yes. So before your dog goes in the crate, eliminate all affection, all petting, all love, at least 15 to 30 minutes before they go in the crate. So like our ideal structure schedule would have a free time block before they go in the crate. Training, walking, supervised separation.
So training is dog come, good. It's very transactional. It's not Blaze, you're so sweet and good sit, buddy. No. Cut the emotion.
More than that one, I like the supervised separation. To me, that's almost one of the most important ones after training.
But what if she only has time to train 15 minutes before she puts them in a crate?
She gets 10 minutes of training, 5 minutes of this puppy existing around you without getting affection, calming down, relaxing, whether that's with a tie back, leash on harness, leash being tied to something stationary. Or playpen.
Okay.
I know you don't like playpen. So
no, I don't. I was just trying to help you.
You were going to pick on me for it.
I was just trying to help you
and
go
then
faster.
Before they go into the crate, calmly pick them up and guide them to it. Put them in
No, wait. If this puppy isn't that young. This is an adolescent puppy, so you don't pick him up. He can walk to crate and go in crate.
I don't have an age.
Well, it's an adult. We're just talking about teenagery.
Guide the dog to the crate.
Sorry, we were still in like 7-week-old mindset from the...
Guide your dog to the crate, put them in there, cover with the towel, put on your noise machine, hit it with the indirect airflow from a fan, give them all the things the dog needs to be comfortable, and then leave that dog be. And
then really quick, when you mentioned the 15 minutes, like whining and at night and your neighbors, stuff like that, you can go in there when the dog is whining. It's not good to make a habit of it, but I understand your predicament. So let's say you have no choice, which I trained out of an apartment for years, so I totally understand. So you go in there, stand in front of the crate, and the dog will stop whining most likely because they want you to let him out. Open the door 2 inches, the crate door 2 inches, and when that little nose goes forward, shut the crate door. You don't have to do latch, but you just firmly use spatial pressure, shut the crate door. Make sure that crate door can be wide open and the puppy doesn't come through. And then try just closing it and leaving again instead of letting your puppy out for a few minutes. But you're gonna have to play around with this. You could also try some sort of noise to play, like the radio, not like soft jazz, but people speaking, talk radio, a movie. To like
mention Friends.
I was getting there. Sitcoms, it's something that plays over and over for at least a few hours to get your puppy into a groove so he hears people speaking. That could also be really helpful. Okay, please, Belinda, keep us posted on this next week. And you got a whole week to deal with this. Let us know how it goes. All right, not your average dogo. How to train 3-month-old Springer Spaniel to be calm around 9-year-old rescue. They play too much. Go.
You suck.
5 seconds. Go.
All right, a 3-month Springer Spaniel. Good luck.
Nobody likes a 3-month-old Springer Spaniel in their face all day.
You're 9-year-old. I thought I said 9-month. Oh my God.
9-year-old.
Oh, guys.
Okay, so this is what you do. You need more separation. You need your elderly dog to have alone time during the day. So more crating for your Springer Spaniel, or if you put the dog outside sometimes or something. I wouldn't do that with a 3-month-old though. But you need them to have more breaks. And you also, and I don't mean this meanly. Actually, no, this is going to sound pretty mean. But
if you have to start with that, it's going to sound mean.
I know. Don't you hate it when people are like, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but here's something really disrespectful.
Anytime someone says that, I just tune it out.
Fine, I'm just going to be mean. Here we go. You got a 3-month-old, you got a 9-year-old. When they're together, it is your job to learn how to control pack behavior. You've got 2 dogs now. Yes, one of them is a really happy-go-lucky, out-of-control puppy. Normal. I didn't mean that meanly. Just a normal, crazy puppy that wants to play all day. It is your job to learn how to be able to stop that interaction when you need to. Otherwise, things are going to get way worse through adolescence, not better. Do not put it on your 9-year-old dog, who might be fine with it and just be getting exhausted, to eventually be like, enough is enough, and feel like it has to snap at your Springer Spaniel. So, and that may never happen. It may be a really easygoing 9-year-old. But my point is, I would have a leash on your Springer Spaniel when you don't.
All the time.
When you don't want them to play. Keep play sessions 10 to 15 minutes a few times a day. The more you let it be like this long free-for-all, the more the Springer Spaniel is going to have no impulse control and think that he can do whatever he wants, which isn't a problem now, but will be a problem in 6 months. You need to be able to step in between your dogs and be like, hey, knock it off. Pick up Springer Spaniel. Let's go place, playpen, crate, back tie to something. But don't back tie your Springer Spaniel and then go love up on your 9-year-old. It's like, no, everybody's calm. Everybody's being ignored. Everybody needs to settle. That does take a while to work up to. It's not an easy thing. Even though I just said that, it's not an easy thing. So what we say is use more crate time for separation. And then I think that's like good enough, right? That's good enough, right?
I think the common misconception is that when you get a new puppy, you have to overlove your older dog, but it's going to be the opposite of what you want to do. You want to just create existence time.
You want your older dog to see you advocate for him. And even if he doesn't need to be advocated for, even if he loves to play all day, it's just becoming a problem, you need your older dog to see you be able to control that puppy, because things are going to change.
They both need to respect you as their leader, not their friend.
As their leader. Well, just as being able to be in charge of the household, just as if it's not even so much the leader thing, although you're absolutely right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But it's also if you just got 2 kids running around, you need to be able to tell them to stop and go do their homework, and stop and go to their room, and stop, I'm on a phone call. It's the same thing, guys.
Control your household.
Oh, that was mean. I was nice. That was mean.
Because you said it that way was mean.
Even though what you said was clear and concise, it is mean. I'm so sorry, everybody.
You were on a roll today.
Sorry.
No, give me that.
Hurry up, do the last one. We have questions on here too.
You lost both your papers.
Just the last one.
That was not me.
Sergeant Family.
Sergeant Family. When and how long does it take to lose those puppy teeth? Oh, let's take this show. I thought we were going to ask if you're a loose leash walking question.
Seeing teeth freaks people out. It cracks me up. It's so normal though. We lose our teeth. A lot of times they just swallow them, but sometimes they don't, and you just see teeth all over the floor. I
personally like Kongs with like a little bit of all natural peanut butter inside of them. It's a softer toy. They really like that rubber will just kind of massage the gums. It makes it easy for those teeth to fall out. If you're getting a teething puppy and they're chewing like crazy, freeze it as well. But honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the bend bones if I'm losing a lot of teeth for my puppies, because that's just a really, really hard bone.
The last thing you want to do is, I think the bleeding's normal.
The bleeding's normal.
You don't want to crack them. You don't
is not what you're looking for.
You don't want to crack the baby teeth or over bleeding. Even playing tug, be really gentle, because a 4 or 5 month old dog will think that they can tug really, really hard, but it's not good for their underdeveloped jaw, and it's not good to rip out those teeth. I get blood on toys all the time, but there's a limit. So just be careful with that.
You're providing counter tension, but you're not pulling back.
Right.
You're not adding tension.
Do you know the answer to this perfectly? When and how long does it take to lose those puppy teeth?
Honestly, I feel like 4 to 6 months.
I was going to say, no.
Yeah, 4 to 7 maybe.
Well, to get the new ones in, but just to lose them, it's like 4 to 8 weeks, right? No, that's wrong. Like 8 weeks. I think it's around the 8 weeks. Anyway, we don't know the perfect answer. Some dogs, like Dobies, are known for doing it sooner than other large breed dogs. There's, it's just.
I still got some pups in here right now that are 5.5 months old and still have
baby teeth. They still have baby teeth. That's pretty common, I think.
They just asked how long does it take to lose puppy teeth?
To lose them.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't start at 12 weeks old losing puppy teeth. That would be your 6 months. Okay,
4 months is 16 weeks. Okay,
you know what? I'm not a mathematician, so I can't answer this question. All right.
4 to 6 months.
I'm moving on. It's not 4 to 6 months. All right, this is so helpful. I'm in a similar situation from Christy. And Christy, whatever we said, that was helpful. I'm super happy.
What's the question?
I have no idea. No, I was just saying her comment because it was really sweet. Thank you, Christy. Isabella says, my puppy is peeing everywhere after being fixed when he was potty trained. He peed on my foot.
honestly, we see a lot after dogs get fixed. That's a lot of trauma going on down there. Even the stitching, they could be more uncomfortable.
The boys aren't that bad. It's so simple for the guys. I figured it was a female because the muscles have to like work, but
I didn't gender classify.
She did. He.
I was going for a non-binary answer right there. I'm woke, guys.
Is that the right term? Okay. Anyway,
yes.
he peed on my leg. He's peeing everywhere.
It's super common. Go back to a tighter structure schedule. Every time you hit like a 2-3 hour mark, leash up your puppy, take them out to go potty.
Leash.
Minimize the amount of water you're giving. Don't Don't not give them water. Just make sure you're not giving too much water. A great way of checking is give water every couple hours. If you feel like you didn't give them enough, after 15 minutes, check the gum line. If it's sticky and dry, they need more water. If it's slimy, they're good to go. Puppies will drink more than they think they need, which leads to more frequent potty access.
They will, but I have a question for you. Man, Blaze is awesome. You said Blaze was going to be bad.
He bit you for the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, and now he's passed out. Okay, so...
What did you do to him? You drug him?
No, I didn't drug it. It would have been on camera. Would never do that on camera. Or off camera, by the way.
She's an assassin.
Okay, so when it comes to pottying, I'm super curious. When this dog peed on your leg, did he walk up to you and lift his leg and pee?
Or did you pet him?
Or did you pet him? I'm driving this train.
Oh, no, I'm interrupting too now.
So yes, and did you pet him and he like squatted and peed? Or did he walk over and lift his leg and pee? No, wait, see, these are two separate things. You be quiet.
Bethany, why'd you bring it to this?
If he came over to you and lifted his leg and peed, he is marking, and that's a whole nother can of worms. If you pet him and he squatted and peed, or if he was sniffing around and you happened to be right there and he squatted, or even maybe lifted his leg, maybe. But if there's a difference between marking and excitement peeing, or just being distracted and having to pee in your vicinity, there's a huge difference between those two things. And so I would definitely maybe give us some more info on that and come back next week and ask, and we can give you even more details. Okay, yep. How can I get my puppies?
Oh, Los Cuatro Allens. Welcome back, bud.
That's the person that's been here before.
He's our buddy.
Hi, Allens. I'll stick with that.
We made friends with him.
Okay. Hi, friend. All right. How can I get my puppies to not... Wait a minute. Puppies to not want to stop and smell where every dog has peed? Well, I don't know how old your puppies are, but you're going to use the leash, and you're going to constantly be keeping them engaged or redirecting them if they're not on a smell break.
Prevent access to the areas.
Yeah, but don't...
Tie your leash, use food, redirect away.
But don't forget to give them their breaks, like to be able to go and smell. But we don't walk down half a block letting the puppy smell. We say break. They got 6 foot of leash in either direction to smell around.
But we also give them a stationary command before we give the break. We stop, pause, leash pressure, hand up, good, and then break.
Is this how you feel when I interrupt you all the time?
I can't even explain it. I can't even explain it.
I don't like it.
I know, it sucks.
I don't like it.
Welcome my world.
Anyway, when your puppy is sniffing, give them like 60 seconds and then draw them back in, sit, get the focus again, shut up, get the focus again, and then start moving again. But here's the thing, if your puppies are under 5-6 months old, there is no leisurely stroll. There's only go outside and work your puppy. Like, it's not like you can walk down the block and your puppy's not gonna sniff. That's not gonna happen if they're under 6 months old.
And you're not doing anything to control the head, which is really difficult for a young puppy. You need like trainer to help you use like training tools and stuff. Yeah.
Well, that was helpful. And stuff. Good luck, Allens. All right.
I lasted 30 minutes, guys. I'm tired. I'm sorry.
All right.
Tom wants to know, is being a dog trainer fun?
It is. It's incredibly rewarding but challenging.
Man, I don't like you today at all. I don't like this. Okay, yes, it's fun. Yes, it's very, very challenging. Believe it or not, if you are a good dog trainer, which I really hope that we are, it's more about the people. Like, the dog is the easy thing for us, usually, not always, but it's more about being able to communicate it to people in a way that gets them to have as close as possible to the same results at home. And that is a very difficult thing and something we're constantly, well, at least me, I'm always trying to better myself and learn how to constantly do a better job of, because it's tough. It's really tough. And then when we get, Sparky and I both, we train puppies, we train older dogs, and you just heard that 7-week-old puppy that has aggression. those are really difficult things to deal with for us, for the families, and so there's a lot of challenging elements to our job, but for us it's worth it, not just for the animals, but so we can help people be able to learn how to have a really good quality life with their dogs, even when they have those very difficult issues.
That was probably one of the best answers I've ever heard to answer the question you just asked, because everyone's going to say, yo, we love it, it's super, were you going to work with puppies? Woo! But yeah, no, that was real, what Bethany just said. That is absolutely real. We're not just training puppies. I threw you a bone. We're not just training puppies, we're literally training humans to train their puppies, as well as training puppies.
Yeah.
That was well done. Matt.
Thank you. When you let me speak, I actually say good things.
Then we need to cut you off.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much.
This.
We'll see you next week, same time, same place.